Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and this is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't have to, and today we are talking about Senseonics SENS stock and how they recently got FDA approval for their 180-day glucose monitoring system, which is fantastic news. Then we're going to talk about SOFI Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI stock, and why they had a fantastic rating from a Bank of America analyst, which actually has a price target for SOFI of around $17, along with some other really good news updates for the overall stock and the company. Then we're going to talk about Palantir Technologies, which has recently extended their partnership with Ferrari to make their driving and Formula 1 vehicles even better. So if you want more videos like this one on Senseonics SENS stock, SOFI's SOFI stock, or Palantir's PLTR stock, remember to go and smash that like button right now, subscribe if you are new, comment your thoughts down below about Senseonics FDA approval, SOFI Technologies price target from Bank of America, and without further ado, let's get right into today's stories. So Senseonics, ticker symbol SENS, currently trades for around $2.60. The low and 12-month price target for the stock is 80 cents per share. The average price consensus among analysts is $3.57, and the most bullish price prediction is $6 per share. Senseonics develops and manufactures long-term implantable glucose monitoring systems, also known as CGMs, for people with diabetes. And they recently just got approval for their next generation Eversense 180-day glucose monitoring system, which is their E3 CGM system, which is fantastic news. This is a huge catalyst for the company that is going to allow the company to expand their revenues and also sell their 180-day system in the United States thanks to this FDA approval. So now this 180-day CGM system is going to be available for patients in the United States thanks to Essentia Diabetes Care, which is their commercialization partner, which will help them efficiently market their product throughout the United States. And we all know the United States has a gigantic diabetes market. This is fantastic news, so fantastic that the professor of medicine and the director of the adult diabetes program at the Barbara Davis Center of the University of Colorado, along with the principal investigator of the PROMISE study that Senseonics went through a while back, had to say this, and he says, "We repeatedly hear from our patients with diabetes that what they desire is a long-lasting sensor that is also highly accurate. The next generation Eversense E3 system delivers on both. Patients will appreciate the excellent accuracy of the system and the ability of the sensor to last 6 months. This is another step forward for patients who desire to manage their diabetes with all the advantages of the Eversense CGM with the fully implantable sensor," end quote. And I 100% agree with this professor of medicine, because what he's saying is that people who normally have a CGM system implanted into them, they don't want to go to the doctors or even get it replaced every 1 to 2 weeks. They would much rather leave it in for 6 months and for it to be extremely accurate. And this is Senseonics' main competitive advantage compared to other CGM makers, because their Eversense glucose monitoring system for people with diabetes is the longest lasting CGM system on the market right now, and this gives them a gigantic technological advantage over their competition. They even have a longer lasting system that they are developing right now that is going to be able to last an entire year. The CEO and the president of Senseonics, who is Tim Goodnow, said that further extending the duration of the longest lasting CGM system to 6 months, because it was previously only 3 months or 90 days, represents a massive leap forward for patients and towards our mission of transforming lives in the global diabetes community. The review was delayed by 1 year due to the COVID-19 priorities, and now together with our partner Essentia, we can execute our launch plan to deliver the Eversense E3 CGM system to US patients beginning in the second quarter. We look forward to initiating Eversense E3 sales and believe that with Essentia's newly dedicated CGM commercial organization, the launch of the new 6-month product will establish the foundation for growth in our installed base later in 2022 and beyond. So this is extremely bullish news for Senseonics. However, you can see that the SENS stock has actually dropped around 30%. So why, based on this fantastic news, would the stock price drop? Well, I actually answered this comment a month ago, and I've been saying this for a long time now. I've said in multiple videos that after the FDA approval, there is a chance that the SENS stock could actually crash. And one person commented saying, "Why would the stock go down if the FDA approval was granted?" So I replied, "That's a great question. question. Sometimes a stock runs up in price or jumps, and then it ends up consolidating just to fall back down after the actual catalyst comes up, because investors want to take profits, which is what causes selling pressure, which pushes the stock down. So first we can see the stock running up, and we see this very plainly in the SENS stock price. So from January 27th, we can see the stock ran up substantially. Then what happens next is a consolidation. So after the stock runs up, then the stock starts to consolidate, and we can see that in the beginning of February, where the stock traded sideways and just consolidated. Then after this happens, after the catalyst actually comes through, which was in this case the FDA approval for their 180-day system, investors are very inclined to take profits, which causes selling pressure and pushes the stock down, and of course that is exactly what we are seeing here. So this is just a regular textbook example of what I've already been talking about for the last couple of months. Now, this does change their 2022 financial outlook in a very positive way. The company now expects full year 2022 net revenues to be in the range of $14 million to $18 million, which is fantastic. And for the fourth quarter of 2021, their revenues unaudited are supposed to come in at around $4 million, which would mean for the full year, they could bring in around $13.7 million worth of revenue, which is right in the range of analysts' predictions between $12 million to $15 million worth of revenue. Their unaudited balance of cash or cash equivalents or short-term liquid investments on their balance sheet currently is around $182 million. So it's nice that they have a lot of cash cushion right now, and that their future projections for their revenues are also enhancing. So despite this major pullback in the stock price, the company is still doing fairly well. The chief medical officer of Senseonics says that the Eversense E3 CGM system is an exciting advancement in diabetes management. We believe patients and providers are waiting for this step forward. I want to take this opportunity to thank the PROMISE study investigators, study participants, and the Senseonics team for helping us reach this important milestone, and the diligence of the FDA reviewers in this difficult environment. We are excited to begin making this next generation product available in the US to people with diabetes. So overall, fantastic news, despite the stock pulling back, which I already warned people about that this was going to happen, but overall, really good news for the overall company. So eventually we could see a $3.50 SENS stock price by the end of 2022, according to analysts. But I would love to hear your thoughts about the SENS stock pulling back right now before we move on to SOFI Technologies. But now I do want to talk about SOFI Technology stock because Bank of America covered this stock and they are very bullish on the overall company. If you didn't know, SOFI Technologies is a fintech company that offers an all-in-one banking app which gives people anything they could possibly need relating to finance. They can take out loans, they can invest, they can buy stocks, they can buy cryptocurrencies, along with checking accounts, savings accounts, and credit cards. The Bank of America analyst even said that SOFI Technologies has very strong revenue guidance, and that's why they give it a buy rating with a price target of around $17 per share. Right now, SOFI stock trades for around $12.87. The low-end price target, according to analysts, in the next 12 months is $16, and it's always really good to see the current stock price trading below the low-end estimate, according to analysts, but the average price consensus for the stock is $18.95, which provides investors fantastic amount of upside just in this year. The high-end price prediction is $25 per share, which just adds to the bullishness of this overall company. Right now, 10 analysts cover this fintech company, and 3 analysts say to hold this stock, and another 3 analysts say this is a very strong buying opportunity. Right now, they have a revenue guidance and a compounding annual growth rate, or a CAGR, for their revenues from now until 2024 of more than 40%. I personally estimate around a 43% CAGR from now all the way until 2025, which is fantastic news. They also have an increase in their expansion in their margins, which is expected to raise to 22% in 2022, which is a substantial increase from a 3% margin back in 2021. So overall, this is extremely bullish news, which just solidifies SOFI Technologies and the SOFI stock as a fantastic long-term investment. So ideally, if you could get the stock below $12, that would be fantastic. But even if you don't have an average price below $12, this is a fantastic long-term buying opportunity for this stock. So very bullish news for SOFI Technologies in general, and I am looking forward to their earnings report, which is coming out on March 1st. Now I want to talk about how Ferrari has extended their partnership with Palantir Technologies. So Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol PLTR, is a big data and analytics company that creates operating systems, and analytics interpretation data platforms for government clients as well as commercial enterprises. Currently, the PLTR stock price trades for around $13.34. The low-end price target, according to analysts, is $13. The average price consensus is $20 per share, and the high-end price prediction is $25. Now, more good news about Palantir is that they recently announced another one-year extension with their partnership with Ferrari. Ferrari has been using Palantir's Foundry platform to increase their data-driven solutions to enhance their performance of their vehicles, specifically enhance the performance of their power unit. If you didn't know, Ferrari's power unit department ensures that the race cars and their Formula One vehicles are set for optimal performance on race day. And Palantir's Foundry platform enables their engineers to make sure that the car is in tip-top shape before races. It analyzes the structural capabilities of the car, what the car is doing if it's pulling too much to one side, if its acceleration is on point, and this prepares the vehicle for the Grand Prix and many other races, including test launches, to improve their overall vehicle. This partnership between Palantir Technologies and Scuderia Ferrari has been going on since around 2016, so Palantir has delivered Scuderia Ferrari faster decisions, better vehicles, and data-driven performance for overall reliability. The team principal and managing director of Ferrari said that we are pleased to be extending and expanding our partnership with Palantir, with whom we share common values of relentlessly pursuing technical innovation and the desire to continually improve. Data analysis plays a vital role in Formula One, and being able to count on an excellent partner such as Palantir can make all the difference. Tasks that just a few years ago would take several minutes of calculation can now be carried out in a few seconds, thanks to the solutions that have been in use through this partnership. If you didn't know, a typical race car, specifically Formula One, throughout the entire season can generate as much as 1.5 trillion data points, so that is a lot of data that needs interpreting, and Palantir Technologies literally delivers just that for Ferrari. A Palantir executive even commented and said that Scuderia Ferrari and Palantir share a commitment to operational excellence. What they have accomplished as a company and a team is legendary. We look forward to continuing to work alongside Scuderia Ferrari, one of the most successful teams in the history of Formula One racing. So overall, fantastic news for Palantir Technologies, and I really hope this news could reflect very positively in the overall stock price. Always remember to do your own research, smash that like button right now, subscribe if you are new. I would love to hear your comments down below about Palantir, Senseonics, and SOFI Technologies, and I will see you in the next YT video.